I started my YouTube channel about 10 or 11 years ago while I was in medical school. Since then, I've done the doctor thing and am over it and have decided to become a full-time content creator. Yay! I'm starting a series called Delulu After Dark, where we will discuss whatever this brain comes up with. This is season 1, episode 1 of Delulu After Dark. If you're new here, let me introduce you to my tone. I am honest, I am funny, I am relatively self-aware, slightly unhinged, but healing. The cadence within me is slow enough to breathe, but fast enough to stay entertaining. Or so, at least that's the way I see it, you know? Whether it's a romantic relationship breakup, whether it's a situationship breakup, whether it is a breakup with your boss or your employer, we all have an era that I like to refer to as the confession era. Welcome to Delulu After Dark. This is not therapy. This is what happens after therapy when you still don't listen. I need y'all to understand something about me. I am not delusional. I am deeply committed to the version of reality that feels best at the time, and that might resonate with some of you all. That is when we enter into our confession era. Delusion is not a mental illness. It is hope with a good playlist. If you are here tonight, it is because at some point in your life you said, this time feels different. And the universe said, bet. I do not ignore red flags. I acknowledge them, I name them, I process them, and then I say, okay, well, let's just see what happens. Self awareness did not save me, not one little bit. It just made the story more embarrassing. People be like, listen to your intuition. My intuition be screaming, and I'm like, okay, but maybe it's just anxiety with an opinion. I knew better. I journaled about it. I prayed about it. I talked to my friends about it. I talked to my family about it. I talked to anybody that would really listen to about it. Um, and then I said, you know what? One more time, just for character development, growth. Growth is knowing it is a bad idea. Healing, however, is still doing it, just slower. Why is it that we ignore what we know? Your intuition can be screaming at you. You can look at somebody sometimes or be in their presence. They can open their mouth and you can just instinctively know that they are not good for you. They're not a good person. They don't mean well. They have a bad energy. There's just something about them. And yet we will convince ourselves that we're just being silly little gooses. It's not true. It is not true. What nobody talks about is how hard it is to walk away from something that feels good but isn't good for you. Because sometimes the red flag isn't even a red flag. It is just a familiar pattern of wearing a new outfit and perhaps some new cologne. You were not confused. You were comfortable with chaos. Peace feels boring when your nervous system is addicted to the unpredictability. Some of y'all don't miss the person. You miss the dopamine spikes. And this is where we have to tell ourselves, I don't miss them. I miss who I was when I thought it was going to work out. There is a whole big problem with hope. As a matter of fact, it may be an epidemic. There is an epidemic. There is a hope problem in the world today. Hope will have you rewriting history like a PR team. Hope will have you saying, they're not toxic. They're just misunderstood. No, baby. They understood just fine. Hope is the most dangerous drug because it feels like faith. Yeah. Have you ever sat down and thought about that? You can hope. Oh, I hope this is going to happen. Oh, I hope I get that job. I hope, I hope, I hope, I hope. And you're believing it to be. And it sounds a lot like faith. I had faith that my prayer would be answered. I had faith that it would all work out. You were not asking for love. You were asking for consistency with a personality. To no one's surprise, they probably had neither. Probably weren't consistent, and they probably also did not have much of a personality. Now, I could be wrong, but I'd say 9.5% of the time they were lacking in one or both departments. On our healing journey, on each person's healing journey, you may enter into an era that I like to refer to as the Delulu logic era. That is where you will find yourself playing mental gymnastics, saying things to yourself like, if they wanted to, they would. Unless they're busy, or unless they're healing, or confused, or emotionally unavailable, or Mercury is in retrograde, or the microwave, or whatever it is that they say. And you may find yourself telling yourself these things also. I didn't lower my standards. Did you not? Did you have them on layaway? Perhaps you put those standards on layaway. You may say, I don't chase people. Okay, but yeah, are you like casually jogging toward emotionally unavailable situationships? Where exactly do you lie in all this? Mixed signals are just disrespect wearing cologne. I'm going to say that again. Mixed signals are literally, do not read anything else into them. Mixed signals are just disrespect wearing cologne, ladies and gentlemen. If mixed signals were a sport, some people would be gold medalists in them. I am a gold medalist in overthinking. If that was a sport, 10 times out of 10 times, I would definitely be a gold medalist in that sport. You may find yourself late at night giving yourself what I like to refer to as late night truths. Do not go down that rabbit hole. Do not, do not, do not, do not. I repeat, do not. Nighttime is dangerous. Nighttime is dangerous. When that is literally when your brain starts romanticizing people who couldn't even text you back. They could not be bothered to text you back all day long. So do not be pulling out your phone late at night thinking, oh, I know they're probably in bed now. I know they can probably respond now. No, they're not worthy of your time. At night, you don't miss them. You literally just miss their potential. And it's probably potential that you assign to them. It's probably not even potential that they even have. Potential is literally just imagination without receipts. Also, closure is so overrated. There's been a time or two where I felt like I just need closure. I just need them to tell me that I wasn't pretty enough, or I wasn't smart enough, or I wasn't funny enough, or there was something about me that was just not enough. And the fact of the matter is, those things could be true, but it's also true that they were too much of a pussy to even tell you about it. They were not man enough. They did not have the cojones to have the conversation. And so then we have to turn inward and just say, you know what? Their opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. I'm better off without them. Everything happens for a reason. This is for the greater good. And closure is totally overrated. If they wanted you to understand, they would have explained it to you the first time. And don't you dare give them a second time, because, yeah, I've done that too. Do not give them another opportunity to tell you that they don't want you without even telling you that they don't want you. Don't let them run around, try to be in your social circle, try to be near you for 5 minutes for a hookup or whatever. Don't do it. Do not degrade yourself like that. What you need to tell yourself is, I don't need closure. I need the fantasy to die quietly. Let it die quietly and just fade into the abyss. I like to think of myself as confident, but I am definitely confident with cracks, and perhaps you can relate. Perhaps you are confident, but there are some cracks in that confidence. There are some days when you just feel like a slug, when you feel like you are not the goat. I'm confident. I just sometimes confuse confidence with giving people one last chance. That's my bad. I don't want attention. What it is I want is, I want effort without me asking, like a TED Talk. I don't want to have to go into a whole spiel of what I need, why I need it, when I need it, where I need it. If you learn me, know me, you'll know what I need. So that's what I need. I don't need reassurance. I need your actions to stop contradicting your mouth. Some people do not love you. They love how you love them. And that can be dangerous, because they can absolutely 110% be addicted to the things that you do for them, the way that you make them feel about themselves, but they do not have any regard for you at all, or wonder about what is for your best, or being good to you, or reciprocation. You can there is a part of healing that I like to refer to as the funny era. It's where you get some hard realizations, and nobody tells you that the hardest thing to grieve is the version of yourself that believed harder. Like, you believed so desperately in that job, that friendship, that relationship, that situationship, that whatever. It was all just kind of fake and phony. You can tell yourself, I wasn't naive. And you probably weren't. I know I am naive, not gonna lie. I like to tell myself that I was just optimistic in a world that profits off of confusion because that to me just feels better. It doesn't feel as icky. Not everyone who hurts you is evil. Some people are just reckless with access. And that is where we have to put ourselves first. Be careful who we give access to ourselves. Not everybody deserves access to you. You are precious. You are an amazing person. You're an amazing creature. You're an amazing man or woman, and you deserve the literal best of the best. You just need to tell yourself they didn't break me. They revealed what I still needed to heal. After some months or some time goes by, you will see that. You will see that they were a lesson likely learned the hard way. They taught you something. There was something in the aftermath that made you a better person, a more protected person, a more smarter person, a less naive person. There's something in it. It was something that needed to heal within you. You can let go without bitterness. It is a difficult task for sure. You don't heal by hating them. You don't heal by hating anyone. As a matter of fact, we are commanded, to love your enemies and pray for them. Hating anybody is not going to help anything. You heal by choosing yourself quietly. You heal by putting yourself first, whether that's exercise, eating right, journaling, praying, meditating, reading the Bible, whatever that looks like for you. You just need to choose yourself quietly. Sometimes walking away isn't dramatic, it is private, it is protecting your peace, and it is absolutely needed. Growth does not announce itself, it just changes your tolerance. I stopped explaining myself to people who had already decided not to understand me. I used to have such a drive to explain myself, to try to help people see things the way that I saw them, to help them understand why I am the way that I am, why I say what I say, why I do what I do, whatever. It taught me that I was wasting my precious time, my energy, my resources, because people are going to think what they're going to think, and there's not a lot you can do about it. If a person is dead set on viewing you or thinking of you in a certain way, there's nothing you can do about it. So just let it go. Let it go and let God, as they say. Now I'm in the era that I like to refer to as Delulu but evolved. I'm still Delulu, just selectively. I believe in love. I just believe in putting myself first now. I don't regret loving hard. I do regret ignoring my own voice while doing it. Here we are at the end of our first episode. This is a short episode just to kind of test the waters. If you are healing and still a little delulu, welcome to the middle. Gather round, gather round. This is where growth actually lives, and we can grow and flourish together. You do not have to be perfect to be healed. You just have to be honest, and especially honest with yourself. This isn't me closing a chapter. This is me finally reading it correctly. I would like to invite you to like this channel, subscribe to this channel, leave a comment. We can learn to read these chapters correctly together. We can learn and grow together. This is Delulu After Dark, where we tell the truth after the pretending stops. Thank you so much for hanging out with me for this first ever episode of Delulu After Dark. I hope to see you guys later. Share this with your friends. Let's get to know each other. You can follow me on the other socials under Rebecca FMD. See you guys later.